Here back with another reaction video. This time slightly a little bit different. I haven't done this for a while. Is react to a video by Watch Mojo, and to make it slightly historical and to keep up with the theme of Halloween, this is top 10 creepiest real life haunted castles by WatchMojo.com. So yeah, since this counts as being historical, so I'll just throw out the usual disclaimer. If I don't show so much as what's considered a proper reaction, is probably obvious that I don't know much about the subject at hand, and if I do know anything, I might pause the video and give my input or ask any curious questions, which hopefully should be answered in the comments below, even though being Watch Mojo and acting like they know everything, that it might provide the answers for me. So sorry, that was probably unneeded sarcasm. So anyway, the link to the original video will be in the description down below. Please go and subscribe to Watch Mojo, and yeah, when it comes to their top 10s, it's best if it's hard to tell if you lot would agree with what they put in, and I don't know if these are ranked in order. So without further ado, let's just get us in this and see what happens.
It's a view that people seem unable to live without, as the castle is believed to be home to a number of ghosts.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 haunted castles in the world.
This place is just riddled with death and agony.
Come. What's above there? The stairs outside. We could go and see. Yeah, let's go.
For this list, we're looking at the most famous castles reported to be the home of ghosts and spirits.
Okay.
Have you visited any of these locations? Let us know in the comments below.
It's nice that they added
Number 10,
what looks like a Japanese...
Thrash Castle, Denmark.
Okay, before they get into this, it was refreshing to see a Japanese castle on there, because mostly they show like European castles and that, or like Middle Eastern or Indian, or like old Indian fortresses or palaces. So it's nice to see like Japanese, or was that Japanese or Chinese castle in there. So I don't know if it'll be included in this list, but let's continue.
Built in the early 13th century by
hang on, let me run that back a bit.
Famous castles reported to be the home of ghosts and spirits. Have you visited any of these locations? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Dragsholm Castle, Denmark.
Dragsholm Castle,
Originally
Denmark.
built in the early 13th century by the Bishop of Roskilde, this Danish castle was once used as a prison for nobles. One of its most famous inhabitants included the husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, Lord Bothwell.
Wow.
Today, Dragsholm is allegedly haunted by 3 distinct ghosts. The first is Lord Bothwell himself, who is said to haunt the castle's courtyard. Visitors often report hearing the sound of ghostly horse clops, despite there being no horses or carriages in the vicinity. The other is a young maiden who stalks the castle's hallways in a white dress. And finally, there's the Grey Lady, a welcoming spirit who reportedly performs friendly deeds for the castle's visitors.
Okay.
You're the Grey Lady.
Number 9, Lep Castle, Ireland. Another 13th century creation. This castle was built by the O'Bannon clan. It's known for its violent history, which of course has led to widespread reports of haunting. The castle has been visited by all the great paranormal investigators, and it's said to house numerous entities. Some of the friendlier ghosts include those of sisters Emily and Charlotte.
Come and play with us, Daddy.
But Lep is perhaps best known for housing the so-called elemental, as described by author and owner of the castle, Mildred Darby. The elemental is an eerie thing with a human-like face and rotten smell.
Oh, there he is.
It's said that Darby dabbled in the occult, and it's theorized that her experiments brought the elemental into the castle. Number 8, Bangar Fort, India.
Oh, India.
Built in 1573, Bangar Fort is a popular tourist attraction in Rajasthan, India, owing to its beautiful ruins. But the palaces and temples are...
I was about to say, I have seen this one. This is where, like, I think some tourists or students slept in there and they were never seen again.
Said to house
and apparently the Indian government actually had it sealed off, and by their laws made it illegal for people to settle in or anywhere near this fort.
Numerous legends. One story posits that the force was cursed by a holy man, resulting in the fort town's destruction. Another that it was the accidental result of a love potion concocted by a wizard who practiced black magic. Fatal accidents on the grounds led the Archaeological Survey of India to prohibit visitors after sunset. The site's general eeriness, the supposed curse, and the deaths attributed to the area have earned Bangor Fort the reputation of being India's most haunted fort. Number 7. Castle Fraser, Scotland. Dating back to the late 16th century, Scotland's Castle Fraser is known for its elaborate architecture and Z-plan construction. It received an extensive restoration in the 19th century. Castle Fraser is most famous, however, for housing the ghost of a murder victim. It's said that a beautiful young princess was staying at the castle when she was brutally killed and dragged down the stairs. The princess allegedly still inhabits the castle, and her blood-curdling screams can be heard reverberating throughout its cold halls. Another resident ghost is that of the black-clad Lady Blanche Drummond, who died of consumption in 1874. Number 6. Himeji Castle, Japan. Also known as the White Heron Castle owing to its distinctive exterior. Himeji Castle dates back to the 1600s, although the first fort was built there in 1333, a major tourist destination. It was one of the first UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Japan. It's said that Himeji harbors the spirit of Okiku, a servant girl who was tasked with looking after 10 special golden plates. When falsely accused of losing one, she was either killed or took her own life in a nearby well. Her ghost continues to haunt the castle as she wails for the missing plate. The castle is also supposedly the home of a yokai, or spirit, named Osaka Behime, who hates and avoids humans. Number 5. Chillingham Castle, England.
It's said Chillingham is the epitome of evil.
Dating back to the 12th century, Chillingham Castle was visited by many prominent historical figures, including King Edward I, Anne of Denmark, and James I. The castle is currently open to the public and puts on popular ghost tours.
It's really, really very spooky because it's so dark.
Some of the castle's spectral inhabitants include a pale lady in white who begs for water, and 2 men who can be heard talking in the chapel. There's also the so-called Blue Boy, who supposedly appears as a blue halo above the beds of guests. The castle has garnered a reputation throughout the years, and has been visited by the likes of Most Haunted and Ghost Hunters International.
I didn't hear the others talk about this part. I don't think anybody knew about this.
Number 4. Moosham Castle, Austria. This Austrian castle is perhaps best known for its role in the 17th century Dalberger Jekyll witch trials. Moosham served as the administrative center of the trials, which led to the brutal execution of 139 people, including 39 children aged 10 to 14.
What kids? What are you talking about?
Most of the victims were male beggars who were accused of following a satanic man known as Wizard Jekyll. The castle's supposed paranormal links continued, and in the late 18th century, some of the residents were accused of being werewolves and killed.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, Moosham has a reputation for being haunted, with many visitors noting unexplained footsteps, eerie white mist, sudden banging noises, and the sensation of being breathed on with no one around.
Okay, it's good. I hear breath. I hear a breath in here. In the corner.
That touched me.
Number 3. Hauschka Castle, the Czech Republic. Located 30 miles north of Prague is the incredibly creepy Hauška Castle. Hauška served as an administration center in the 13th century, and today stands as a superb example of Gothic architecture.
Okay.
The castle has paintings of pagan and demonic figures, and is said to cover a gateway to hell.
So the legend goes that the castle was built on top of the portal in order to keep the evil from escaping hell.
Absolutely.
In fact, legend has it that the Nazis conducted occult experiments within the castle throughout World War II, further increasing the area's paranormal activity.
How was that?
Hauška is said to be haunted by a creepy old lady, a headless horse, and otherworldly demonic creatures that have managed to escape the pit. Number 2, Bran Castle, Romania.
You are now inside the most popular and famous tourist attraction in Romania, Bran Castle.
I wonder if this list will have Dracula's castle or the castle of Vlad the Impaler.
Known in the whole world as Dracula Castle.
Guarding a mountain pass in Transylvania, Bran Castle has long been associated with both Vlad the Impaler and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
So
however, it's highly likely that Vlad never visited Bran Castle, and it shares nothing in common with the one found in Dracula.
To my fault.
Rather, its relation to both Vlad the Impaler and Dracula was a plan concocted by the Communist Party of Romania to drive tourism to the castle.
Okay.
Promise me you'll guard this secret, brother.
However, Bran does house something very creepy. The heart of Marie of Romania, the country's last queen, which is kept inside a marble sarcophagus. Both the legends and the very real human heart have led to Bran Castle's reputation as a fiercely haunted and magnificently sinister location. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Predjama Castle, Slovenia, haunted by the ghost of a knight named Erasm Luger. Arundel Castle, England, home to various ghosts, including the Blue Man and the Earl of Arundel. Ballygally Castle, Ireland. It has a ghost room and the specters of Madame Nixon and Lady Isabel Shaw.
The story goes that Lady Shaw delivered a baby girl when Lord Shaw wanted a boy. He allegedly snatched the baby from his wife and locked her in a room at the top of the castle.
Jeez.
Edinburgh Castle, Scotland.
Oh, yes.
Numerous ghosts haunt this castle, including those of pets and prisoners of war.
And it's still...
Isn't there a ghost of a pipe of a bagpiper playing, or is that a different Scottish castle?
Here today, looming from its rocky perch, towering over the city around it.
Castle of Good Hope, South Africa. A ghostly bell tolls, a dog attacks visitors, and ghosts haunt the dungeon. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Yeah, come on, let's...
Number 1, the Tower of London,
yes.
England. One of the most famous
I wasn't sure if this was going to be number 1.
The Tower of London dates back to the late 11th century and has served numerous roles throughout history.
It's already seen more kings,
Richard III,
queens, and famous events than anywhere else in Britain.
It was once a famous prison, seeing various executions and housing the likes of Elizabeth I and Sir Walter Raleigh. Paranormal activity has been reported within the castle for centuries.
The Tower of London is famous for being the place where prisoners lost their heads.
Yeah, I think I heard something. There's a ghost of a bear in there.
But not just any prisoners. Being executed here was actually a sign of privilege.
The Tower of London is said to be haunted by the ghosts of a bear, owing to its time as the Royal Menagerie, the princes in the tower, Lady Jane Grey, and perhaps most famously, the beheaded Anne Boleyn. Visiting the castle is a fascinating but unnerving experience befitting its creepy history.
One of the most incredible anecdotes is the one of the talking head, appearing from nowhere, rambling on endlessly. I don't think anybody's been able to put a history behind that one.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Okay, that'll do it. This has been an interesting, yeah, as I said, I wasn't sure the Tower of London was going to be number 1, but it was one of the most. It's one of the most famous. So yeah, I suppose I can agree with their top 10. So, as I said, it's a good thing to let you be the judge. So anyway, if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.